All right, this is part 6 of a 100-part series, 100 days answering questions about fatherhood as a first-time father. Today's question is interesting and very broad. What is my biggest fear as a father? And I think it's reasonable for any first-time parent to be afraid of the obvious. I'm afraid of my child hurting themselves or being hurt by somebody else in such a way that they can't recover from. I think that my greatest fear is that my son will not be afforded all of the same opportunities that I have, which is a very general and I think consistent fear of good parents. I don't want Francis to be limited by any factor that I wasn't limited by, right? Francis is half black. I'm a white guy. I'm cisgender. I'm heterosexual. I don't know what his preferences are going to be in that regard, and I think it's pretty natural for any parent to fear that their kid is not going to be afforded the same opportunities as them, especially a good parent. And I know that to an extent, that outcome is related to my ability to afford him opportunity, There's some things that are outside of my control, what career he chooses, who he chooses to spend time with, what the world looks like. But to an extent, especially early in his life, sticking him in front of a screen, feeding him low quality, low nutritional food, giving him more reasons to be angry or anxious or struggle with social relationships with others, all those things might be correlated to nurture, right? And then to an extent, it's nature as well. So I know that it's not all falling on me as a parent, how this wonderful human being turns out, but I'm just I think I'm very aware of the reality that a lot of things are outside of your control, and it still causes a little bit of fear for me. What am I doing wrong that's going to reflect poorly on my son's opportunities to be successful, happy, and healthy later in his life? So I think that's a very broad stroke fear of mine as a first-time father. There's another 94 of these parts to go, so stay tuned and I'll see you in the next one.